So, welcome to Five Star Casting, everybody. This is my cooking show. These are simply the world's best pan-fried potatoes on the planet. So what we're gonna do is first you're gonna need your potatoes, you're gonna need onions, you're gonna need butter, you're gonna need pepper, parsley, garlic, salt, seasoning salt, or adobo seasoning with pepper, coconut oil, pure vegetable oil, and I just put mint and rosemary. That's flavor and color. So what you're gonna do is first you're gonna take your potatoes and you're actually gonna boil them. You're going to get them boiled and you're going to get them like hard or nice ready. You see how they fall off the knife? You see how it fall off? That's how you want to do it. And then after that, they should be very easy to cut or take the fillings off. Very simple to take the fillings off of your potato. You want to let your potato cool off. I normally put mine in the refrigerator or freezer. So you see how easy that's coming off. Comes off pretty easily. So that's one part of it. Then you want to go ahead and take your onions and start to marinate those. You want to get those really nice and golden. Inside of this pan I have oil. I have about a third of a cup of oil, about 4 tablespoons of the coconut oil, and I have about a half a stick of butter. These are going to be the best pan-fried potatoes on the planet. So, get ready for that. So with your potatoes, once you let them cool off, you want to then just cut them in like bite-sized pieces. Can you see that? You see the size of that potato? See, by getting them just like al dente, they don't break up too much on you, and the texture in the middle is going to be really nice and creamy. Just going to cut them up. No big deal. There's no wrong way to do it. Depends on your taste. Some people cut them up smaller. Me and my family kind of like them a little larger. I have football players, so they don't tend to want anything small. So then there is the cut up potatoes. Let me get a good look at them. I'll cut them up. So with this, I always put sugar. Sugar is the base of the sweetness, and that's also a tenderizer. And it's about a tablespoon of sugar, depending to about 6, 7 potatoes. And then I go in with my seasoning with the pepper, and then I put garlic pepper. Sometimes I even put garlic salt, but because I'm putting the actual garlic in there. And then I put my parsley. It's really nice when they dehydrate. I kind of be liberal on those. And then a fresh cracked pepper. And then I have some rosemary and mint. This just adds a more earthy flavor to it. And so then this is how that looks before it goes in to the onions, butter, and coconut oil. So you see my onions are getting brown. So then you slide these in there very carefully. Put them in. You don't want the oil to pop up on you. You put them in. I generally don't touch them for a while because I don't want them to, do anything. I normally just flip them a couple times, give it some time to, do what it needs to do. And I just kind of like let it sit there for a minute. So always wash your hand in between time. Never touch, fruits or never touch fruit or vegetables and then touch poultry or meat or anything like that because you don't want to cross contamination. So I always, in between cooking, I'm washing. Before I started this, I washed my hands twice, all the way to the elbow, because I just don't want the problems with any kind of contamination. That's me. And I'm always trying to keep my family safe. I don't want any trouble. And it's just a good practice to do. Once you start doing it, you'll do it all the time. It just becomes routine. So anyway, while my food is frying there, these may take about 30 minutes. The first, it's like 2 or 3 turns is going to happen. The first turn, you're going to kind of get your onions out of the oil. And then you're going to, and notice where I'm just flipping them over. I'm just flipping it. I'm not really, I made a little mistake there, but I'm just flipping them to get the onions on top. You see that? Sometimes I have to go in and put more oil because potatoes will absorb the oil. So what we'll do is just go back in and add just a little bit more oil. But as you can see, you see that? Those are on the way to become the best potatoes on the planet. And so, while those are cooking up, and it shouldn't be that long before they cook up because they're already have been somewhat cooked by boiling them. I keep the skin on to keep most of the nutrition in the potato. Potato has a lot of potassium in it too. So I keep the potato on. Also, people on a budget, sometimes when cutting the potato, you're cutting a lot of your potato and throwing it away with the pull. So I would suggest getting a potato peeler, or this way actually works wonderfully because just the skin comes off. Just the skin comes off. So we're going to turn this again. We're just turning them. They will get crispy for you, but they're first going to cook from the inside first, and then they're going to get crispy. So you have to keep an eye on them. I'm going to put a little bit more butter in mine. Just a little bit more butter. I like that color. I like the flavor of that natural butter. It's so creamy. These are the best. These are the best. So this is something that I cook on the weekend, or some people request these to be for birthdays or stuff like that. Um, we're just gonna let them cook and kind of get brown. But yeah, these are the very best potatoes. Potatoes is a item that you should always have a staple in your kitchen. It should always be a staple in your kitchen. Rice, flour, potatoes are some of the things that you should always have in your kitchen. Always, always, always. Um, because these particular items can be cooked and make a variety of different meals with them. There's French fries, baked potatoes. I make a beautiful soup after the finish of these. If they're not finished, I would actually make a soup out of these, just by blending them down, putting bacon and cheddar cheese in there with some cream of chicken. And it makes a beautiful soup, the potatoes. So you can make different things with potatoes. These are pan-fried potatoes. These are a little different than these are a little bit different than the smothered potatoes that have sort of like a gravy. These do not have a gravy. These are just straight on, good, nice, just southern potatoes. So they're going to be crispy, very crispy and good. Just going to like slightly turn them. As I can see that, you want to have your pan on the oven evenly. That's possible. You kind of flip them. Be very golden brown, very crunchy, just crispy. Oh my God, this will be good. So yeah, to have things in your kitchen like flour, even if you don't need it, just stack up on flour, sugar, rice, and potatoes, because those are the staples of kind of like all meals. And in case of disaster or something like that, that's always some good stuff to go to. You can make quite a few things with the potatoes. Yeah. Let me think of something else that I could help you with. Always having your eye down to a nice moderate position helps too. And then for the brand new cookers, never cook and just leave. Really for the older ones too. I think that your food sometimes, depending on the weather outside, depending on the season or whatever, your food takes a different time to cook, depending on your altitude of where you at. I live in the mountains. In fact, where I'm living at right now is directly up on a hill. So the time that it takes for me to cook things, may take a different time than you. But I just always continue to look, at what you're doing, and I would never just suggest leaving it, or leaving that complete room, somewhere, I would always suggest just stand there with the food, and constantly looking at it. So I'm gonna flip these again. They're about ready. They're coming to be a very golden brown. That's what I was looking for. See how golden brown they are? Very nice and golden and very nice and brown. So I'll give you a look at them so far, what they're looking like. Okay. Very nice and golden brown. They're cooked thoroughly in the inside. They're crispy on the outside. And in a moment, I'll plate some up. You know. If you want to, you can go in with a little bit more garlic, just to make sure that flavor's in there. And a little parsley, just to make sure, you know, that those are good. And then just come in back with a little bit more sugar. Just to bring that caramelization up. And then we'll go back in with just a little bit more of the mint. Sometimes we add cheese to it. I really like that Mexican cheese. The Mexican cheese is really, really nice. And because it has so many different flavors of you know, of cheeses. I really like that. So anyway, these are my pan fries. I'm going to turn them off. I'm going to plate some so that you see what they look like. I wish you were here to taste some with me. So I always like to put a little bit, you know, of that. Sometimes I have a lot of paprika, but I didn't choose to use that a lot today. So that's what it's looking like, everybody. That's your pan fried potatoes, crispy, very, 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 very soft in the middle. You know, sometimes you get those fries that's not cooked in the middle. Well, mine is very tender. You see that tender? Person at a time. Thank you and have a blessed day.